Hello and welcome to the France 24 interview today in Singapore. With us, the leader of the Cambodian opposition, a former minister in exile now, Rainsy. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you very much for giving us this exclusive interview. This France 24 interview was supposed to take place in Bangkok, Thailand, but a few days ago you have been barred from, you have been denied the entry into the Kingdom of Thailand. How do you explain this?
I think Mr. Hun Sen, the current Prime Minister of Cambodia, is very afraid of me. He must have begged the Thai authorities not to let me come too close to Cambodia, because my influence will get even stronger, and Mr. Hun Sen would definitely be in danger.
But how do you explain that he can extend his power to the foreign country like Thailand?
Because he has some good friends in the Thai government or among the Thai leadership, and they must have some common interest in trying to make me go far as possible from Cambodia.
What did they tell you when they denied you the entry?
They just told me that I would be welcome again after the end of July, and I can enter the end of July is elections in Cambodia. So after the next elections in Cambodia, this must be a sensitive issue.
So precisely, we have some coming elections on the 28th of July, and regarding the current situation, do you think you have a chance to be in the electoral process?
Can you imagine an election in the UK or in Australia, for instance, where there is no leader of the opposition, where the current, the outgoing Prime Minister is the only candidate to win alone that election? This would not be a decent election at all.
Here in Singapore, where we are today, it seems that we have a very unique kind of political dynasty, father and son being given the power. And it seems too that Mr. Hun Sen, Prime Minister of Cambodia, your enemy, political enemy, seems to be quite seduced about the idea of creating his own dynasty by putting his family and sons in the power, and probably after he leaves himself power. What do you think about this?
You should mention North Korea also. They have succeeded in installing a dynasty with the third generation already. Mr. Hun Sen is trying to install only his children, but I don't think he would succeed. Contrary to Singapore with Lee Kuan Yew, there is nothing that cannot be compared, because Lee Kuan Yew is an educated man with a vision. He had done a lot of good for his country. All Singaporeans could be proud of Lee Kuan Yew's achievement. And I remember also Indonesia. After the fall of former dictator Suharto, there were a new type of leaders who came. Among them, there were what we call the Berkeley Square Mafia. But in Cambodia, you don't have any Berkeley Mafia. You can drop the word Berkeley and remains only the Mafia. I don't think that the Mafia could rule a country for a generation. We have to get rid of the Mafia, that's all.
Yes, but the people of Cambodia largely give credit to Mr. Hun Sen for getting rid of the Khmer Rouge after decades of civil war. What is your comment on this?
Not at all. The vast majority of the Cambodian people remember and understand that Mr. Hun Sen was put in power by a foreign invading army. Therefore, Mr. Hun Sen does not serve the interests of his country, but he serves those who have put him in power. And that happened more than 30 years ago. But now the population of Cambodia is very young. Those who are under 30-year-old represent 70% percent of the population. So they were born long after the episode you were talking about. Those are young people. They don't look backward. They look forward. They don't compare Cambodia to the Cambodias of Pol Pot. They compare Cambodia to present Thailand, to present Vietnam. They compare Cambodia to the potential that our country should fulfill. Therefore, the achievement of Mr. Hun Sen is very poor. Mr. Hun Sen wants us to compare his regime with the Khmer Rouge, but the Khmer Rouge are absolutely zero. Anybody would do better than the Khmer Rouge. But if you compare Cambodia to neighboring countries, then we can see that Cambodia lag far behind, and that Mr. Hun Sen is a very poor leader.
Coming back to your fighting, personal fighting between you and Mr. Hun Sen, don't you think that after so many years, he's now at the top of his power? He controls nearly everything in Cambodia. And my question will be, what can you do against this high level of power, this total control of the country?
You know, on the eve of their fall, Ceausescu, for instance, was at the top of his power. But
so you are comparing Mr. Ceausescu to Mr. Hun Sen?
Yeah, Ceausescu, Saddam Hussein, all those dictators who had ruled their country for decades, and just 1 year or sometimes even 1 month before their fall, people would ask me the same question as the one you asked me, that now that they are at the top, how can you do anything against them? When they are at the top, it means that they are very near the collapse also.
Let's talk about the king father, Norodom Sihanouk. Cambodia is mourning Norodom Sihanouk, who died this year. What do you think is going to be Cambodia? What is going to be Cambodia after Sihanouk?
It doesn't matter whether Cambodia is a monarchy or could be changed, whatever. What is important is that we move toward progress and that we remain on the democratic path.
So then, do you foresee a decline of the monarchy in Cambodia?
Once I was Minister of Finance. It was about 20 years ago. I was alone with Sihanouk in the Royal Palace, and Sihanouk shared his concern with me. He told me, I wonder whether I would not be like the last king of Italy. I asked him, why, Majesty? He told me the last king of Italy had to abdicate the throne because the Italian people rejected the monarchy. And I asked him why. And he continued to explain to me, because the Italian people reproached to their last king to be too weak, too lenient, and too complacent with Mussolini. So implicitly, he compared Hun Sen to Mussolini.
Don't you think that your worst enemy, politically speaking, and the best ally of Hun Sen is the growth and the economic development of some parts of Cambodia?
Provided the growth is sustainable and is equitable, not the kind of growth we are experiencing now in Cambodia. Now the growth is based on destruction of natural resources, on deforestation, illegal logging. So this is not sustainable at all. And another engine of growth in Cambodia now is prostitution. It is one of the most thriving industry. But the prostitution leads to a destruction of the social fabric. This is not sustainable either. And besides, we want a growth that is equitable, a growth that benefits to all segments of the populations, which is not the case now. Now, growth benefits only to a small minority of people who get richer and richer, while the vast majority of the population remain poor, or get even poorer when they lose their land because of confiscation, because of land grabbing associated with Hun Sen's current policy.
Samransi, one of your main focus is corruption. What can you do basically against such a widespread thing in Southeast Asia? It's quite, corruption is endemic, is everywhere, and has been the case for decades. What can you do to fight this?
Corruption is destructive, and if Cambodia is to survive, we have to address this issue. Cambodia is ranked as one of the most corrupt countries in the world, according to Transparency International. And Cambodia is also ranked as one of the world's poorest countries, according to the World Bank. These two facts are interrelated. If we want to move out of poverty, abject poverty, we must curb corruption.
So, Samransi, will you be Prime Minister of Cambodia one day?
It's a matter of months. Only a few months, Cambodia will have new leaders following a democratic change.
Samransi, thank you very much. This is the end of the France 24 interview today in Singapore. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.